The blade caught the light wrong. In the weapon demonstration chamber, where plasma cutters sliced through reinforced titanium like morning mist and molecular disruptors reduced battle armor to constituent atoms, Chen Wei's sword looked absurd. Folded steel, a wooden handle wrapped in frayed cord. No power source, no targeting matrix, no ammunition beyond the arm that swung it. A kitchen knife, someone muttered in Vexthari, the trading tongue. The assembled cadets, 3 species, 12 individuals, laughed in their various ways. Chirps, clicks, the low rumble that passed for Kryn humor. Chen said nothing. She drew the blade from its sheath with a whisper of steel on wood. The sound was ancient, organic, utterly out of place among the hum of force fields and the whine of charging capacitors. Instructor Vulcan's antennae twitched, the Vex equivalent of a raised eyebrow. Candidate Chen, the briefing specified modern armament. This is modern, Chen replied. It was forged last year. You know what I mean. With respect, I don't think you do. Chen approached the testing range where holographic targets materialized. Standard protocol, reaction time, precision, adaptive threat response. Vulcan's mandibles clicked irritation. Begin when ready. The first target snapped into existence 3 meters ahead. The cadet beside Chen, a Kryn named Thorax, raised his pulse rifle. The weapon's AI locked target, calculated trajectory, compensated for his minute tremor and fired. The shot was perfect. Time elapsed, 0.84 seconds. Chen's blade moved. 1 step, 1 cut. The holographic target split vertically, its projection flickering, registering a kill. Time elapsed, 0.31 seconds. The chamber fell quiet. Hologram, someone said. No resistance, real armor would. The targets shifted. Tactical drones deployed from ceiling hatches, each encased in composite armor rated to withstand sustained plasma fire. 6 of them, moving in coordinated attack patterns. The other cadets opened fire. Energy beams crisscrossed the chamber. The first drone's shields flared, absorbed 3 hits, then collapsed. Its armor held for another 2 seconds before superheating. It fell. The others advanced, returning fire with training rounds that stung like hornets. Chen moved between them, like water finding cracks in stone. She didn't block the training rounds, she wasn't there when they arrived. Each movement flowed into the next, a pivot, a duck, a step that placed a falling drone between her and incoming fire. Her blade found seams in armor plating, the joints where mobility required gaps. She cut power cables, sensor arrays, stabilization gyros. She didn't destroy the drones, she disabled them, surgically, specifically. When the exercise ended, all 6 lay inert. Chen stood in the center, breathing hard but steady, her blade clean. The other cadets were still firing at targets they'd been chasing. Vulcan descended from the observation platform. He approached one of the drones Chen had disabled and examined the cut through its shoulder joint. Precise, he admitted, but 6 drones in a controlled environment. Real combat involves hundreds of targets, vehicles, artillery. Your blade cannot. Cannot what? Chen interrupted. Scale, she sheathed her sword. You're right. 1 blade, 1 warrior, limited range, no ammunition reserves. She met his compound eyes. But I never run out, I never overheat, I never lose connection to a targeting network. You also never survive an orbital bombardment. Neither do you. The standoff lasted 3 heartbeats. Then Vulcan's antennae relaxed, respect. You've made your point, candidate, but mastery of an ancient weapon doesn't. It's not about the weapon, Chen said. It's about what carrying it teaches. She turned to the assembled cadets. Your rifles think for you, they aim, they calculate, they decide when to fire. What do you decide? Silence. I decide everything, Chen continued. Distance, angle, timing, which target, which moment. My weapon is silent, so I must listen. It has no reach, so I must understand space. It cuts once, so I must know where to cut. She drew the blade again, held it level. Every habit I have exists because I'll die without it. What habits do you have? A Terran cadet, Marcus, spoke up. We train, we drill. With weapons that compensate for your mistakes. When did you last miss a shot? Marcus hesitated. The rifle doesn't miss. Exactly. So you've never learned not to miss. You've never developed the discipline to make every action count. Chen walked among them, her voice steady. I'm not arguing we should all carry swords into battle. That would be stupid. But before you hold a weapon that thinks for you, you should learn to think for yourself. The training that followed was brutal. Chen made them fight with unpowered weapons. Staves, weighted clubs, blades with edges dulled to safety standards but still heavy, still demanding strength and precision. She made them count their movements, plan their attacks, fight as if every mistake mattered. This is archaic, Thorax complained, nursing bruised ribs after a sparring session. War is archaic, Chen replied. It's the oldest problem we've never solved. You can dress it in new technology, but the fundamentals don't change. Distance, timing, decision. The soldier who understands those wins. The soldier who depends on technology to understand them for him dies when that technology fails. 3 months later, during a field exercise on Kepler 442b, the lesson proved itself. The training platoon was ambushed. A coordinated EMP strike knocked out their energy weapons, their communications, their targeting systems. For 30 seconds they were blind and defenseless. Except Chen, who drew her sword. And except those she'd trained who remembered distance, timing, decision. They picked up rocks, broken equipment, anything with weight and edge. They moved not like cadets but like soldiers, thinking 3 steps ahead because their weapons wouldn't think for them. They survived. When the after-action report circulated, Vulcan added a note that propagated through military academies across 3 systems. Recommendation: all candidates complete close quarters training with unpowered weapons before qualification with standard armament. Not to replace modern weapons, but to build the warriors who wield them. Years later, in the Museum of the Interspecies Defense Coalition, they installed Chen Wei's sword in a case. Beside it, a plaque. Technology advances. Warriors must not regress. The weapon that requires your skill sharpens you. The weapon that thinks for you dulls you. Choose which warrior you become. And beneath, in smaller text, Master Sergeant Chen Wei, First Blade Doctrine, 2240, 2289. The blade still caught the light wrong, but now everyone understood why.